This time, the Tuesday, January 19th, City of Vandalia Council meeting is now called to order. We'll start with a moment of reflection, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pay attention. Okay, Council, you've had an opportunity to review the council special meeting minutes of December 14th, the council special meeting minutes of December 17th, the council study session minutes of December 21st, the council meeting minutes of December 21st. Are there any comments or questions or revisions? Being none, they stand approved. We have no communications, petitions, and awards, nor do we have a public hearing. And that brings us to comments from interested citizens. So if there's anyone in the audience that would like to make a comment, please state your name and address for our record and your comment.
Hi, this is Holly Wiggins. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
This is Holly Wiggins, 660 Castle Creek Drive, Vandalia. I'm representing Dayton Power and Light. Wanted to remind council and let folks watching meetings know that the gift of power applications for those that need utility assistance open today. You can get on our website or contact the Salvation Army if you need help. Our website, it's dpandl.com/gift, or you can call the Salvation Army at 937-528-5120. And then one other comment of information, I participated in a Dayton Mayor's task force on evictions, and one of those participating was the Miami Valley CAP agency. They do have some new funding coming in, so if there are folks in our community that need help with rent, encourage them to reach out to Miami Valley CAP. If you know folks that have applied, they are still behind and have thousands of applications they're still trying to get through, so residents and building owners need to be patient, but they can reach out to Miami Valley CAP. So that's another source of help for our citizens. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to make a comment? Being none, we'll move on to the city manager's report. We have an information item and an action item. Chief Althouse.
Thank you, Your Honor. For the information item, there is going to be a joint meeting between the city, Butler Township, and the Vandalia Butler School District that's scheduled for Monday, January 25th, beginning at 5:30 p.m. This meeting will be held at the Butler High School in the Media Center in order to follow social distancing protocols, so the public is welcome to attend. Under the action items from the Ohio Department of Liquor Control, an application has been received from the Division of Liquor Control for a change of corporate stock ownership related to the liquor license for Max's Sports and Spirits located at 400 East National Road. The Vandalia Police Department has reviewed it and does not oppose the proposed change in ownership.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
Your Honor, I'll move that the council not request an ODLC hearing for the change of stock, corporate stock ownership in regard to Max's Sports and Spirits at 400 East National Road.
All right.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Lewis and a second by Councilwoman Woods that we not request an ODLC hearing for the change in ownership. Are there any comments? Call the roll.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Councilmember Follick,
Yes.
Councilmember Farst,
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes.
Councilmember Woods,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ehlers,
Yes.
Mayor Herbst.
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. We have no old business, and that brings us to our first resolution of the night, and that is Resolution 21-R-02. Ms. Wall, by title only?
Resolution 21-R-02, a resolution that the City of Vandalia will pick up the statutorily required contribution to the Ohio Public Employees Retirement System for the city manager pursuant to IRC Section 414H2.
Thank you. Chief Althouse.
Thank you, Your Honor. City Council entered into an agreement on January 4th, 2021 with the incoming city manager to provide the fringe benefit employer pickup plan where the city will pay the employee's statutorily required contribution to the Ohio Public Employees Retirement System as a fringe benefit. Currently, the city manager and all full-time employees are included on the salary reduction employer pickup plan where the employee's gross salary is reduced by the amount of the contribution. Based on the agreement with the new city manager and to comply with OPER's guidelines, this resolution is required to amend the current plan to exclude the new city manager.
All right. Thank you. Can I have a motion?
I move we approve Resolution 21-R-02 as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilwoman Forrest and a second by Councilman Follick that we approve Resolution 21-R-02 as presented. Are there any comments? Call the roll.
Councilmember Follick,
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst,
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes?
Councilmember Woods,
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ayers,
yes,
Mayor Herbst.
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. Next, we have Resolution 21-R-03. Ms. Wall, by title only?
Resolution 21-R-03, a resolution that the City of Vandalia will pick up the statutorily required contribution to the Ohio Public Employees Retirement System for the city manager pursuant to IRC Section 414H2.
Thank you. Chief Althouse.
Thank you, Your Honor. City Council entered into an agreement on January 4th, 2021 with the incoming city manager to provide the fringe benefit employer pickup plan where the city will pay the employee's statutorily required contribution to Ohio Public Employees Retirement System as a fringe benefit. Currently, the fringe benefit employer pickup plan only includes elected officials. However, based on the agreement with the new city manager and to comply with OPER's guidelines, this resolution is required to amend the current plan to include the new city manager.
Thank you. Can I have a motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 21-R-03.
Second.
I have a motion by Vice Mayor Ayers and a second by Councilman Blakesley that we approve Resolution 21-R-03. Are there any comments? Call the roll.
Councilmember Fairst,
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes?
Councilmember Woods,
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Councilmember Follick,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ayers,
Yes,
Mayor Herbst.
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. Next, we have Resolution 21-R-04 by title only.
Resolution 21-R-04, a resolution authorizing the purchase of 15 sets of Lion Apparel Fire Protective Clothing requested by the Division of Fire from Phoenix Safety Outfitters at the State of Ohio contract bid price of $34,320.
Thank you. Chief Althouse.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Division of Fire has proposed a 5-year firefighter protective clothing replacement project in its capital improvement plan. 2021 is the second year of the 5-year project. While national standards for firefighter protective clothing has recommended a lifespan of 7 years, the Division of Fire has extended a majority of firefighter protective clothing an additional 3 to 4 years through regular inspections, enacting a policy for proper care and maintenance of soiled protective clothing, and an aggressive repair process. The Division of Fire is requesting that formal bidding be waived and be permitted to purchase 15 sets of Lion Apparel firefighter protective clothing in 2021 from Phoenix Safety Outfitters at a unit price of $2,288 per set for a total cost of $34,320, which is the state bid pricing. The protective clothing is on state bid and is designed to the Division of Fire specifications and standards. The Division of Fire has budgeted $40,500 for this purchase and requests to utilize the remaining funds to purchase gloves, hoods, helmets, and firefighter boots.
Thank you. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve Resolution 21-R-04.
Second.
I need a second. I have a motion by Councilman Blakesley and a second by Councilman Follick that we approve Resolution 21-R-04. Are there any comments? Call the roll.
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes.
Councilmember Woods,
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Councilmember Follick,
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ayers,
Yes.
Mayor Herbst.
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. We have no ordinances in their first reading, nor do we have any ordinances in their second reading. We do have an emergency ordinance, and that's emergency ordinance 21-02. Ms. Wall?
Emergency Ordinance 21-02, an ordinance approving individual assessments amounts and directing the finance director or her designee to certify the amounts to the county auditor for collection and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Mr. Aldhouse?
Thank you, Your Honor. This emergency ordinance assesses properties for delinquent accounts related to stormwater fees, trash collection, property cleanup, and weed cutting.
Thank you. Since this is an emergency ordinance, we will open up a public hearing. So if anyone would like to comment on this ordinance, please state your name and address for our record and your comment. Being none, I'll close the public hearing. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve ordinance 21-02 as an emergency.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Blakesley and a second by Councilwoman Fairst that we approve emergency ordinance 21-02 as an emergency. Are there any comments? Call the roll.
Councilmember Woods,
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Councilmember Follick,
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst,
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ayers,
Yes.
Mayor Herbst.
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. Next, we have reports from boards and commissions. We've got the Planning Commission minutes of October 13th, the Planning Commission minutes of October 27th, and also the Planning Commission minutes of December 8th. Are there any comments? Okay, we'll move on to the December bill listing in the amount of $3,263,805.03, and the December purchase card detail in the amount of $20,766.53. And that brings us to council comments. Ms. Wall?
Nothing from the law director.
Thank you. Chief Althouse?
Just a couple comments. First of all, yesterday was a very sad and tragic day in the state of Ohio in the field of law enforcement. I think probably most have heard on the news that there was a Toledo police officer that was shot and killed yesterday while on the scene of a barricaded gunman. I'd like to take just a few moments just to read those details so we can honor the Toledo Police Department and his service. Just before 4 p.m. yesterday, officers of the Toledo Police Gang Task Force spotted a suspect that was wanted for arson and vandalism at the Rosary Cathedral earlier in the day. When the officers attempted to stop the suspect, he produced a handgun and fled into the house in the 2200 block of Fulton Avenue. The perimeter was established around the house. The Toledo Police Critical Incident Negotiators were called to that scene. The suspect did not participate in more than 2 hours of de-escalation through negotiation. After the suspect refused to engage in the negotiation, the Toledo Police SWAT team deployed chemical agents into the house in an attempt to have the suspect exit the home peacefully surrender. Officer Stalker was stationed on the perimeter of the scene to keep residents out of the scene and out of the line of fire. At approximately 6:22 p.m., the suspect emerged from the house with firearms in both hands, fired shots in multiple directions, one of which struck Officer Stalker in the head. Officer Stalker was placed into a Toledo police vehicle and transported to Mercy St. Vincent's Hospital. The staff at Mercy St. Vincent's Hospital worked tirelessly to save Officer Stalker, but he ultimately succumbed to his injuries. The suspect, 27-year-old Christopher Harris, was shot by Toledo police on the scene. He was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced deceased. While the investigation is still ongoing and more information may be gathered, interviews are conducted, it has been confirmed multiple officers fired their weapons at Harris. All those officers have been placed on administrative leave per their collective bargaining units agreements. Toledo Police George Craw, who I have a personal friendship with, we both serve on the Ohio Association of Police Chiefs board, mentioned that the entire Toledo police family is in shock. Another hero has paid the ultimate sacrifice protecting the residents of Toledo, and our hearts are very heavy for his loss. Officer Stalker was 24 years old. He joined the Toledo Police Department in July of 2018. He was also classmates with Officer Anthony Dia, who was killed last summer on July 4th, 2020, and he is the 32nd Toledo police officer to be killed in the line of duty. So our hearts and prayers go out to all of the Toledo police officers, Officer Stalker's family. He was engaged to a fiance and had a very small infant, and leaves those behind. So we give them our condolences.
Thank you.
The second item I wanted to say is this is my final council meeting in sitting here as interim city manager. And first of all, I want to once again thank council for giving me the opportunity to serve this role for the past 7 months and for your confidence for allowing me to serve in this position. And it's been an honor working with each and every one of you, working on the various projects in this city, despite a challenging year with the pandemic and COVID and uncertainty with our budgets. But it has been a great learning experience, and I continue to look forward to working with council in my return role to the police chief. And also, I want to welcome our interim city manager, Dan Wendt. I look forward to working with him in the upcoming months and years, and excited to have him on board. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilwoman Woods?
Yes, just want to give my thanks to Chief Althouse for his service to the city and appreciate all the time and efforts that he's given us, and welcome our new city manager, Dan Wendt.
All right, thank you. Councilman Follett?
The only thing I have is, I'm sure everyone else will say too, is to echo. I mentioned at Optimist Club last week, Chief Althouse's service to the city over the past 7 months. So thank you for the extra work and dedication that you've put forth, and we appreciate it. Welcome back to the police division.
Yes. Councilwoman Barst?
Well, I want to say thanks again to Chief Althouse, and you reminded me tonight when you shared that information, and we've kind of become accustomed to getting the information from you, and I hope that continues. We've learned how precious that is and how that information has helped us all, I think. So I know it's been a struggle, but we certainly have learned a lot from you, and we appreciate all your time, and hopefully this has given you a better idea of the operation. And I was able to meet with Dan today, as I'm sure each council member will, and it was great, and I think we're off to a good start. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Lewis?
Well, I would also like to thank the chief for his service. It was exceptional. And now that he's back in law enforcement, if I've said anything untoward to you, I want to apologize from the very bottom of my heart. And that's all I have this evening.
Thank you. Councilman Blakesley?
Well, Chief, from the very get-go, from when the time we had asked you, we had very much faith in you and confidence in your abilities to step into that role, and you performed admirably, and really appreciate all the hard work that you've put into it, maintaining, steering the ship, and you've done a marvelous job, and you'll be missed. But then we turn to Mr. Wendt and look forward to having you on board and starting a new journey, new chapter. That's all.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Ehlers?
Yeah, I'd just like to say thanks, Kurt. Appreciate all the hard work and help you've given us. And welcome, Dan. Looking forward to it. That's all.
All right. Thank you, and I would like to mention that the US 40 project is underway. They're currently working on the utility work on the roadway, and that portion is scheduled to begin construction this spring. And if you've been down on Poe Avenue, you probably have noticed the Redwood development. That one's underway. They're moving a lot of dirt down there. Mm-hmm. And also, I'm sure everyone saw that the rib house finally came down here this week. There were quite a few pictures on social media and Facebook. It was kind of sad to see it go, but we're looking forward to the future there. And in case you missed it on Facebook, we're honored to have Vandalia's unofficial mascot with us today. That's Amanda the Panda down there by Councilman Blakesley. And I think it's exciting that there's been so many members of our community get together and have some fun with this and spread some positivity throughout our community here over the last week or so. Becoming quite a legend down there. I don't know if Amanda has anything she'd like to say? No? All right. And also, lastly, I would like to also thank Chief Althouse for the past 7 months. I think I can speak for all the council that you've exceeded all of our expectations, and we appreciate everything that you've done. We couldn't have asked for anything more. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Outstanding.
And that's all I have for now. We will adjourn this meeting and resume our study session after this. This meeting is adjourned.